Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and welcome to the Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor reading vlog.
Hey, this is going to be a shorter vlog as well as a kind of like shitty vlog, I guess. I'm editing it so far, it's not that bad, but I've been really struggling this past month with like being motivated to both read and edit videos. I'm filming. I'm filming a lot. I'm just struggling to edit them. So please excuse me for the lack of updates and content in this vlog. But I'm getting back into it. I like passed this little slumpy slump that I'm having. So the next videos will be fun. Okay?
So if you are not aware, myself and my friend Hanani have been reading Rick Riordan books for probably the last year and a half about. It started with the Percy Jackson series and now we've moved into the Magnus Chase series. This is the second book in the series and I will be reading it in this vlog. But first let me give you a brief synopsis about the Magnus Chase series. So the Magnus Chase series follows a boy named Magnus Chase who at the beginning of the series is a homeless boy. His mother died recently and he obviously had no contact with his father. We later find out that his father is a Norse god. In the first book, Magnus finds out that his friends from the homeless shelter are an elf and a dwarf sent to follow him around and protect him, and he discovers this right around the time that he is killed and sent to Valhalla. In the second book, we are following Magnus and his friends along with Sam the Valkyrie and Alex, another child of Loki, as they are tasked with finding the Hammer of Thor. So with that, I will send you into the past and watch the vlog, and we'll come back at the end to discuss my thoughts.
There's like a slight delay, but that's it.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
Wait.
What?
Okay. Now I hear you. But I am really enjoying it. I think you could really tell that this is like a more modern book because Rick Riordan included the character of Alex. For our listeners, is a gender fluid character introduced, I think, like roughly 3 chapters ago from where I'm at, and I already like them. They're like spunky. I like that. So I'm interested to see where that storyline goes. And last night I drank too much again.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I always have events right before we do sprints.
Always.
And I'm like, hey.
When you plan it, you're like, oh, yep, I'm going out on Saturday. So next day I have to sprint.
Hello, so this is my first update, but last update in the reading sprints. Hanani and I are so incredibly tired. So we're both like piecing out of these sprints. Sometimes you have big grand ideas for sprints and then you're just too tired for it. But I did in these sprints get to 100 pages into the Hammer of Thor, and like I said in the last vlog, I'm absolutely loving the humor in here, but specifically in this book I think there's a real it's a two-way thing, because there is a development in Rick Riordan's character development and the diversity that I find always includes in his books, and particularly within this one. Magnus Chase is this like white male, I just want to make sure I'm muted, white male lead. The diversity is stemming from the people that surround him, right? A new character is added to this who is another one of Loki's children, and their name is Alex and they identify as gender fluid. I think considering this was written in 2018, pretty fucking advanced in terms of like diversity, inclusion and stuff like that, and so far it seems to be handled very well. So I'm interested to read if there's any acknowledgements in this book, if he had sensitivity readers or anything like that to really like hone in the representation. Something that Honani and I spoke about in the sprints very briefly, but Rick Riordan has something with using Hawaiian symbolism and Hawaiian like stereotypical pulp culture within his books, and he casually throws it in a lot. So even in here there is a luau at the Valhalla, and he says it like, he's like, I feel like this is a little bit of cultural appropriation, but then he like continues to describe how they have like flowered shirts and leis and stuff like that. Just like weird for someone who's like so incredibly diverse to then like acknowledge that he's kind of doing a cultural appropriation, but using it as sort of this like fun little like event that's happening in like Valhalla, I think is weird and unnecessary. But other than that, I am really enjoying it. I like the addition of Alex as a new character. I'm enjoying the plot so far. So in this one, Loki is taking, not that he didn't have a prominent role in the last book, but a more prominent plot changing role. So they're talking a lot about how Loki is manipulative and how Loki is able to like change the direction of specific plots. And in this one, Samira was promised to this boy named Ali, and she really likes him. But Loki, as her father, wants her to marry Thrym, son of Thrym, who seems to be a giant, if I'm understanding correctly. That seems to be the overall plot, is that on the one hand have to search for the hammer of Thor. As we saw in the last book, Thor loses his hammer and he doesn't want a lot of people to know about it. And then in this one, this is the main plot, like they're still searching for this hammer, at the same time dealing with Loki infiltrating into their lives more and more. So I'm interested to see how this develops over time. This is the last sprint, so I will listen to it a bit more, but then I'm going to focus on my vampire vlog. I really want to finish it today. I have about 3 hours or so left in the audiobook. Not really, I have like 9 hours left, but on 3 times speed. So I have about 3 hours left to listen to, which I could possibly finish tonight, or I could potentially just finish it tomorrow. But I do want to get that done so that I can edit it and post it like a little bit after Halloween. I wanted to have it posted like tomorrow, this like, or last week even.
Hey, me again. As you can obviously guess, the vampire video is going to go up after this one. It's the next video that I'm going to edit. I'm just catching up with all of the vlogs I filmed and stuff, so hope you don't mind.
But I've just been falling behind with edits and stuff like that, so we'll see.
So far, really liking it. I think the Magnus Chase series will become my second favorite. I think Percy Jackson is still like within my heart, but Hammer of Thor, like Magnus Chase, I'm enjoying.
I just wish they were shorter.
Good morning. I'm so tired. I have a day full of meetings, but I haven't updated you in 2 days. I haven't read The Hammer of Thor for 2 days because I really needed to finish my like pressing October reads. This vlog, The Hammer of Thor, was just in the back burner. Sorry, no offense. But I have just a day of meetings today, so in between meetings, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to read The Hammer of Thor. I'm going to update you guys. I'll probably do it properly in a bit. I do have a meeting. I just had a meeting. I'm going to have another meeting in like a minute, so I need to make this quick. But I have nothing real to say since the updates because I haven't read the book since the sprints. At this point in the book, I think I'm just going to read a chapter, refresh myself, and then come back to you to like kind of summarize where I'm at in terms of the plot. But obviously, loving it so far. I do have it on audiobook as well, and I just think Rick Riordan's audiobooks are peak literature. So my meeting just started. Gotta go. See you in a bit. Hello, so I figured I might as well give a general synopsis since I'm pretty much halfway through the book. But at this point right now, Magnus is still looking for the Hammer of Thor, but also trying to look for a solution to help Samira so she does not have to marry the like giant that Loki has selected for her. So they've gone to Elfenheim to meet with Hearthstone's family, or rather his father. We find out some grave things have happened to Hearthstone, and his father is a bit of a dick, so I appreciate that Magnus is there to kind of help Hearthstone. Hearthstone is sort of a sweeter character, a character that takes on a lot of emotional burden, and Magnus is kind of there to be like, you're not doing this to my friend, sir. And I really appreciate the dynamic and the friendship that they have. Even though Hearthstone was thought of as a homeless child, much like Magnus and by Magnus, so Magnus formed this sort of connection with Hearthstone. You really see that this connection has not died, even though Magnus has figured out that Hearthstone was kind of there to just like watch over him. So I appreciate that dynamic. Right now they are meeting, or they are trying to meet with a dwarf in order to get this dwarf's gold, and the dwarf is kind of like, you don't want my gold because people who have my gold usually die. So we are only following Hearthstone and Magnus right now, and not anything that's going on with Samira or Alex or anything that's happening in Where do the warriors, oh my god, where do the warriors of Odin go? Valhalla. Hello. We are not in those areas of the world, but like I've mentioned, I think before, or even in the last vlog of the Magnus Chase series, I'm really enjoying that we're exploring different worlds. It's not something we saw with the Percy Jackson series, with the Heroes of Olympus or the King Chronicles. Those were very much rooted in the US, or rooted in the world, our world, Midgard, if you will. And this one is really exploring and going out. So it feels much more fantasy-esque and much more something that I appreciate when reading fantasy books. So this has been quite an enjoyable exploration of Norse mythology, and really expanding on what we have of mythology and the opportunities that we see to explore these different worlds that we have not seen before. So I'm going to read a bit more before I give you another update on the plot, but needless to say, I am really enjoying this. Hey, my head hurts a little bit, so I think what I'm gonna do is I started Scream 3 yesterday, and I didn't get to finish it, so I think I'm just gonna finish Scream. Scream is like weirdly comfort movies for me, so I think I'm just gonna watch that while I wait for my boyfriend to come home, and then I will probably continue with Magnus Chase later. Perfect couple. Oh, not him, but he's also a king. Ugh. Good morning. This vlog is taking so much longer than I wanted to, but I did want to give a quick update that I've reached the page 300 mark. Obviously, the stakes are ramping up. They are running out of days to prevent Samira's marriage to this giant, to giving Loki control, to finding the hammer of Thor. They are really trying their best. They keep coming up with like obstacles, which is just something to be expected, I think, from a middle grade novel or fantasy novels in general. So yesterday I had a pretty tough day at work, and so I took a mental health day today. We love mental health allies. I have to do nothing but finish this book and like clean my house, whatever, be an adult, I guess. I am currently making a pumpkin soup because I've also been feeling like a little under the weather too, which could have something to do with the way I've been feeling this week and whatever, you know. So I will be making that. I'm really excited to have it. I love the end of October because that means I get to make a pumpkin soup with the pumpkin that I have just that I buy and I put on our table. So I will be finishing this. I'll continue to listen to it on audio. We have nothing to do today but spend the day together. I am going for supper with my friend later, but that's the only thing that I really have to do. So I hope you don't mind that these vlogs are running behind. I still have to film the end of my vampire vlog, which will be coming after this one. So I don't think I'm gonna do an October wrap up or a November TBR. I think the end of the year, I'm just gonna like chillax. I've had a very intense few months, so I just want to like chill out, vibe, and finish the Hammer of Thor. I guess here's the carrot and onion. Oops. Hello, I just finished listening to the audiobook of The Hammer of Thor. Really enjoyed how it ended. I'm excited for the next book, but I'm gonna come back in a couple of like minutes. I just need a little breather for a bit to talk about like my overall thoughts. Also, sorry for my washing machine. Hello, I just have to say something so fucking funny. Basically, at the end of the book, Magnus is talking to Annabeth, and you can see that there's going to be a connection between Annabeth, Percy, and Magnus because Annabeth and Magnus are cousins. I think I revealed that in the last vlog. And if you've read the books, then you know that, obviously. Haunani just texted me, and she's like, not me forgetting who Annabeth's boyfriend is, as if we did not read 2 series, 10 books about Annabeth and Percy being together. Anyways, bye. Hello, welcome to the end of the vlog where we will be going over my final thoughts for The Hammer of Thor. So in the end, I gave this about a 3.5 stars. It's definitely not my favorite in the trilogy so far. While the first one felt perfectly paced, I found it difficult to keep myself engaged with the multiple quests happening throughout the book. However, without them, we really wouldn't see the interesting and expansive additions to the Norse world. So I guess I could let it slide a little bit because I was really interested in being in those worlds. I have been really loving how Riordan is able to expand in Magnus's story, and that of course comes from exploring these other dimensions in the Norse mythology. I just think there was a lot to keep up in this one. There was Thor's hammer, Loki's imprisonment, a new character with Alex Ferrero, elven family law, Sam's marriage, the list goes on and on. But I think Riordan did a lot of character development within this one, and with his addition of Alex as a new character, I'm really excited to see how their relationships develop throughout the books with the other characters, because I really enjoyed them as a main character, and I really appreciate Rick Riordan's addition of them throughout the book. Additionally, the humor was once again on point. There's just something about Magnus's personality that will just keep me smiling until the end of the book. So while I didn't enjoy this one as much as The Sword of Summer, I still had a really great time, and it could be just because I haven't been feeling like really into reading lately. I've definitely been experiencing a reading slump, that it could have been that this Magnus Chase book just came to me at a wrong time. But overall, I did like it, and I'm very excited to continue with the next book, and that will be next month's read, so the month of November, the month that we're in right now. It's Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. This is the final book. It's the book we will be reading in November. You can expect reading sprints from Hanani and I, and another vlog such as this one, so keep that in mind. But with that, thank you for watching this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know down below if you've read The Hammer of Thor. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. And with that, we've come to the end of the vlog. If you would like to follow me on any of my other social medias, I do leave a link down below to my Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram if you would like to follow me there. And of course, because it is the end of the video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It does wonders for my channel. It makes me feel really good. And that's it. I never know how to end these things, so I will see you next time. Okay, bye!